What's up guys, Josiah LaRue here. So today we're going to be talking about rocket shoes. Today we're going to be talking about some of the latest news in technology, including rocket shoes, new cameras, flexible displays, and a whole lot more. Today we're going to be talking about some of the latest news in technology, including rocket shoes, Twitter stats, flexible displays, and a new camera. So let's go. So first off is rocket skates. Now rocket skates is right now just a Kickstarter, but they have produced, I guess, a couple working models in order to create a demo and video about it. What it is they're strap-on shoes or attachments to your shoes that have motors and wheels, and you push off like you're riding a skateboard, and then it propels you along at up to 12 miles an hour without any need for a remote or anything else. It uses gyroscopes and the movement of your body. Lean forward, it goes faster. Lean backward, it slows down, and if you lean all the way back, it comes to a stop. Being as the wheels are at the center of your foot and the rest of the stuff is at the back, you can actually walk upstairs and everything else normally because you're using the balls in the front of your feet where there are no rocket shoe. It's just your regular shoe. So it allows you to walk normally as well as lean back and roll on wheels when you want to. Now the producers of Rocket Skate are selling 3 different models: the R6, the R8, and the R10. Now, each different level has a different level of battery life or run time, as well as a different color. Now, the R6 is going to be a nice glossy ruby red, and it runs for 45 minutes or 6 miles. The R8, the next level, is in a nice, what they call titanium chrome, mainly just a nice gray with a red line through it. It looks actually pretty cool. And that runs for 70 minutes or 8 miles total. And finally, the R10 is their platinum edition, but it's actually in jet black, and it runs for 90 minutes or 10 miles. Currently, the price point for these rocket skates are $500 for the R6, $600 for the R8, and $700 for the R10. So while they're not necessarily rockets, they are cool little ways to get yourself around without need for a skateboard, and allows you to walk normally too, without it being really cumbersome and light. They say that they only weigh a couple pounds and are just designed for you to wear them wherever you want. So that's pretty cool. Even if they don't really develop into much, they're definitely going to be a pioneer in the technology of creative ways to get us around. So pretty cool. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Twitter and the World Cup. Unless you've been living under some sort of rock, you probably heard that the World Cup is going on in Brazil right now. So just last week, Brazil went up against Germany and lost big time. And during that time, some very impressive records were set on the Twitters, where people were very vocal about their opinion on yes or no about what was happening during the game. In fact, over 36.5 million tweets were sent out just during that one game alone, making it the most popular and most talked about sporting game on Twitter ever. In fact, at 17 minutes and 30 seconds when Germany was scoring its 5th goal, over 580,000 tweets were sent in 1 minute. That is insane. But then again, that game was not very ordinary. In fact, Germany set a record in World Cup history for scoring 5 goals in under 30 minutes. That is insane. That team worked like a champion. The other record they set was by scoring 7 goals, or the total number of goals that they scored in the game, making it the highest scored game ever in the history of World Cup semifinals. Not necessarily in games total, but just the semifinals bracket is typically bringing it down to the most intense players. So the fact that they were able to score 7-1 is pretty insane. So Sony recently announced a new camera, and this camera is interesting because it really combines some of older technology as well as a lot of newer technology, but at an interesting price point. Let me explain. The camera is called the Sony RX100 III or 3, version 3. So it has excellent video and photography taking. The lens, while it is fixed, has a very long but sharp zoom. It has a new codec, which is just really a fancy term for the way that video is taken and recorded, which allows it to shoot in a very high definition 1080p, yet encoded in a relatively small file. This new codec they're using is called XAVCS, and hopefully other camera manufacturers will start to use it as well, because we want to take high definition video, but we don't want it chewing through all our storage. So being able to compress it and yet still maintain that high quality is definitely a great thing. The camera has great battery life. It has a pop-up viewfinder, like one of those old 35mm cameras. You actually have a little viewfinder to look through, but it's actually electronic, and so you can actually see what the camera is seeing, plus the HUD overface of different camera settings or whatever, without having to actually use the large screen so you can save battery that way. And speaking of battery, the battery life is actually quite impressive as well. But there are some cons to it as well. For example, it has no touchscreen. Sony included a beautiful 3.2-inch display on the back that actually flips up so you can see what the camera is recording while you're looking at the front of it, but they didn't include a touchscreen. It's like, that should be so simple and so intuitive on a big display that you want to touch stuff, but no, they have just dedicated buttons, which for some people is good, but I think the addition of a touchscreen would be useful and really common sense. But anyway, and particularly for the price point, and speaking of price point, the camera is $800. So that's a little bit expensive for a point and shoot, but you are getting a very high quality point and shoot nonetheless. So who is this for? Well, it's for someone who wants to get a high quality photo or video. I mean, it'd be great for vloggers and bloggers who want to take really good quality blogs and be able to see what they're taking and making sure that they're in the frame, and or just photographers who want to take really great pictures but who don't want to carry around a DSLR. So it is an investment, but it's a great camera nonetheless. And finally, we're going to be talking about some interesting display news. Now, LG is probably the world's largest manufacturer of displays, and they are definitely pioneering making new and improved displays. What they did recently announce is an 18-inch flexible display. So flexible, in fact, that they can roll it up into a roll only 3 millimeters across. That is insane. 18 inches of actual display rolled up into a tiny little ball. Amazing. They're using a polyamide film that allows them for more flexibility and yet still maintain the rigidity needed to still be able to energize and display an actual image. Now, right now the resolution is only 1200 by 800, so that's not very high def, but it's the beginning of truly flexible displays, being able to have a screen in any shape or form that we really want it to. And that really opens up new avenues for where we can put displays. Because traditionally all displays have had to be flat and rigid, so you have to make everything square or rectangle in a two-dimensional area. But if you can get it in 3D, the possibilities open up a lot more. LG said that this technology probably won't be coming to the market for a really long time, but like I said, they are looking at the long-term possibilities of it and making it into things like large screen curved displays, etc. In fact, they said that with a little work they could make this technology fit up to a 60-inch display. So curved TVs are definitely coming, as well as just curved displays, or maybe even just a monitor that you could like bend a little bit or curve to fit on a weird shape on a desk or whatever, just to be able to adjust it to give you a better viewing angle. And that's why I'm really impressed by this technology. So yeah guys, that's some of the latest news in technology. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comment box down below. Would you get the RocketShoes, or do you think that it's just a fancy new toy? And what about the soccer game? Did you pay attention to that, or did you know any of those facts? Let me know in the comment box down below. Remember to hit that like button down below and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. If you want to check out last week's video, you can click that here. And if you want to see the topics I discussed, you can view those there. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!